New tonight, Sullivant Avenue in West Columbus covers less than 5 miles of the Hilltop community. But tonight, 10 investigators found over the last 6 years, Columbus police have issued more than 900 criminal charges related to prostitution there. That is more than 40% of all the prostitution citations and arrests issued in the entire city. Now, people who attended our 10 TV Listens town hall last month told us they see it plays out every day in the Hilltop. So now, 10 Investigates is taking your concerns to a city leader to see what's being done. Tonight, 10 Investigates Rochelle Aline shares the roadblock that the city says it's running into.
Medical supplies aren't something Esther Flores can afford to run out of these days. That's because she's treating more festering wounds like these, lesions that are too graphic for us to show you here.
Basically, it's a public health crisis.
More often than not, she says they're tied to a drug known on the streets as trank.
When you inject it, it actually starts destroying that blood vessel.
Flores runs a drop-in center called One Divine Line to Health in the Hilltop. The goal is to provide medical care to women often seen working on Sullivant Avenue.
What's the commonality as to why they're out there in the first place?
It's drugs, opiates.
Flores says addiction can lead these women to trade sex for money or drugs themselves, or to something even darker.
The new human trafficker is the drug trafficker. So she performs sexually so that she can go ahead and get her pill.
Sullivant Avenue is what Flores calls a hot zone for these issues. Over the last 6 years, Columbus police issued more than 2,100 arrests or citations for crimes involving prostitution. 10 Investigates found that 911 of those incidents happened on or around Sullivant Avenue.
Where does the city and city leaders, where do they fall into this conversation when it comes to responsibility?
They're responsible.
In what way?
In what way? Many ways. I've been a huge advocate about drop-in centers. What about if we had drop-in centers in the hot zone, in the red light districts, at the appropriate time? You know, like, we're the only ones open in the evening.
We know we can't arrest our way out of these issues.
Melissa Green is the city council person who represents the Hilltop. She's also a social worker. We took Flores' concerns to her. She says many of the people seen struggling are in the gap between knowing they have a problem and being ready and able to do something about it.
How do we address the folks that are caught up in the gap here on Sullivant, right? What does that look like?
We have to invest in opportunities for people to get into treatment. You know, when you are ready to go into a treatment program, you oftentimes need to check yourself in before 7:30 on a Tuesday in order to get an intake appointment. And that's not, you know, these systems weren't created to serve the people that they're trying to serve, you know.
And outside of investing in more treatment centers, Green added that they're running into another roadblock.
We also have significant challenges with workforce. We don't have enough people to serve the people that we have that are experiencing hardship.
I'll take them.
It's change that Flores knows won't come overnight.
Thank you so much.
So in the meantime, she's focused on feeding and supporting the women and their families.
Bye-bye. All right, thank you.
And working to change the stigma often associated with their struggle.
We need to look at things more through the lens of compassion versus pointing a finger.
And this story doesn't end here. As leaders and advocates work to address the addiction that's at the heart of this issue, tonight we're left with two questions from the community. What is the city doing to address the drug dealers and traffickers? And how are they working to hold people who buy sex accountable? 10 TV is working every day on a few stories to help get you those answers. In the studio tonight, Rochelle Aline, 10 TV News.